Who created 4T's? I mean, who created this module?
Very good.
This CPE.
CPE. I created it. When 4T's first started, actually the module CPE was created in 2008, around 2007, 2008. And how it came about was because in the beginning 4T's was an organization that just produced youth events. That was the idea. But there was no mechanism by which to evaluate the progress of the student or how well they would do. So I started thinking about, well, I mean, what kind of report tool or testing tool will make 4T's more effective in helping these students? And I thought about the SATs. And the SATs are one of those tests that, high school students take to, help them figure out or help colleges figure out whether this student is qualified to go into the school. So I figured, why not apply that to 4T's? And in 4T's in a way that's more, instead of just college related, but is more overall related, but in particular to a career that's related. And that's how the CPE came about, which it identifies effectively the use or student skill sets and evaluating how effective they are for not only a college, but a job.
How do you know 4T's works?
Well, 4T's works because this is a product of me. I've excelled in my career. It took me all this time to figure all this out. So I was able to put this in a package where it just doesn't benefit individuals, but to an extent benefits a group of students and youth as a whole. Over the past, over 12 years, I've been able to, institute this program in the various youth I've come in contact with. And just from the tools that I have in 4T's and sharing it with them, they've been able to excel. And they've been able to start their own businesses. It's literally amazing at how many young people I see that they not only take the material to an extent of helping them get a career or establish a career, they immediately want to start a business. And they immediately start applying the tools into starting their business. So now, based on that success and based on the feedback of that success, not only from youth and students, but from parents and from teachers and from professionals as well, that gave me the confidence, that gave me the motivation and the confirmation to take this out and make it broader and expand the organization.
How do you know if 4T's has created a success? How do you measure success?
We have one of our materials in the package and the program in of itself is a simple how can I say report. And the report is basically a GPA. And the GPA form is a list, is a list of the student, their pre-GPA grade, and their post-GPA grade. So when the student comes into the program, such as the Student Excel program, and they are involved in, for example, the the training workshops and the workplace competency evaluation, and then they come back in the final year of the school year, such as June, and they sit down with the teacher and the program administrator, we then compare what their grade point average was before they started the program and what their grade point average was after they started the program. And that gives us a tool by which to gauge how effective our programs are, because the student, but not particularly the student, but the teacher or the school in of itself and 4T's program administrator compares that report to the students who weren't in the program and see how well they fared with the program compared to those without the program. And there's your difference in your indicator of how successful 4T's programs are. We come from that environment. We're part of that environment. I'm part of that environment. The people who are involved in 4T's Productions come from that environment. We're not just there to try and collect a check. We're not just there outsiders trying to help them and don't know exactly what they've been through. We come from it. We know what it takes to be a success. We know the challenges that they're facing. And not only do we know it, we surpassed it. We accomplished it. We triumphed over it. And that's why when we come and we speak to these young people, they can sense that. They can feel that. They have that connection. They know we're not coming there just to shop something at them. They know we're not just coming there because we have to, or we're doing something quote unquote to benefit the community. We're coming there because we want to see them exceed. We know that if they succeed, we succeed. It's basically an extension of us. That's what makes 4T's different, and that's what we see in every youth that we talk to and deal with who's involved in our organization. Basically, the component in and of itself integrates youth. It actually motivates them. It actually exposes them to different environments. It actually builds up their confidence. It actually gives them an environment at which they can apply what they're naturally good at. It's just natural. These young kids are out on the street all the time, hanging out with their friends, and some are good with just counting numbers. Some are good at recalling history. Some are good at, just set design and what looks good and what doesn't look good. And 4T's encompasses all those components. And being able to have a young person relate to that, being able to be able to work in an organization that caters to that actually helps that natural skill set that they have flourish. How can you fail with that? They're doing something that they're naturally good at, and it's just being customized, it's just being tailored to reach a desired outcome. And that desired outcome is success in a way that relates to their career.